Music just, really gets you going. Even on a downtrodden, rainy, bleak Monday, something about the music just really gets you fired up. I don't know what it is. What's up? What's going on, Jeremy? How we doing?
Good morning, Jeffrey. How are we today? Doing well.
Fantastic.
Doing well.
Welcome everybody to the Uninformed Fan. Obviously, Tyson is not here today. He is on, I don't know where the fuck he is.
Special assignment somewhere?
He's somewhere, so he's not here today. So you got me in the 3-time holding it down. Obviously, Jeremy Swinson, kickball legend over here, 3-time Emmy Award nominated producer, live here in the flesh, wearing his Cubs jersey, excited for some playoff baseball. That doesn't start till 9:00 tonight.
9:00, yeah. We got the Phillies and Dodgers at 6. Yeah.
Do I just sound old saying that? Like, is that like an old person thing of like, I can't believe that this playoff baseball game starts at 9:00?
I don't know, Jeffrey. You and I are both night owls, so it doesn't really matter to us. I mean, I've been up since 9 a.m. and I went to bed at like 4. So I mean, like I'm here for it. I'm ready. Cubs got to get back and figure out what they're doing, get their heads out of their proverbial asses, and try to get a win in Wrigley North tonight.
Yeah, I was seeing this person was talking about it, that they were saying, like, if you live in the suburbs of Chicago, it takes as long to get to Wrigley as it does from Wrigley to Milwaukee.
That is true.
It's like pretty much the exact same time to get there, which is kind of crazy to me as well.
I mean, I've been going to games in Milwaukee my whole life, like literally, and it literally was an hour and 5 minutes for us to drive versus an hour and 45 plus finding parking plus all the every stuff to try to get to Wrigley.
Can we also say this too? Can we get rid of 5-game series in the playoffs? Like, if you would do a 5-game series for the wild card, fine, but everything else should be 7 games. I just don't understand. What are we, the WNBA over here? Absolutely insane. Also, we had this question at the bar yesterday of, does anybody know who's in the WNBA finals? And
you do.
Obviously, me and James Leake are like, yeah, bro, it's definitely the Las Vegas Aces and the Phoenix Mercury. What are you on? And we got judged pretty hard for it. So, but that's okay.
We're a safe space here, Jeffrey. Safe space.
Yeah, that's okay. WNBA is allowed here, which is absolutely fine.
We'll have a shots for thoughts segment later on.
Yes, shots for thoughts later on. Actually, I don't know if we'll get to it. We got so much to unpack here. But yeah, how was your weekend? Obviously, Bears were off. Illini, did they win?
Did they win? I don't even know. Did they play this weekend? Oh, they got Ohio State next weekend. So that they beat Indiana. It was Purdue. Sorry, we beat Purdue. It was the Purdue Cannon. Purdue Cannon. They handled them pretty good. I made the joke to Big Kroll and to Mark yesterday. I said, it's going to be a good Sunday. Bears are off. They can't disappoint me. Cubs are off. They can't disappoint me. The only thing that can disappoint me is my sex life. That's a pretty good Sunday. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Well, I mean, listen, where we were right, where we were wrong, right? We go 2-0 against the spread yesterday. Obviously we put out Washington Commanders and we put out the Denver Broncos that hit. We also talked about how much we loved the Patriots in this spot. This was a stand up, put up or shut up game, and obviously they come through as well too. But man, when things were tough, things are tough. And we might as well just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off now about these Arizona Cardinals. Because I put out Survivor as the Arizona Cardinals. I was very confident in that play. And I literally looked up in the first half. Actually, one of the very first plays I look up, and I see Marvin Harrison Jr. catching a bomb. And I'm like, oh, it's just the way that this game is going to be. And, while it could have been that, it ended up not being that. and they go up 21 to what, 3 or 6 or whatever it
21
was.
to 6. 21 to 6.
21 to 6,
half,
and it stayed 21 to 6 pretty much the entire time, until the fourth quarter. And Jimmy, you want to go ahead and roll what happened in the fourth quarter?
I don't want to, but unfortunately we have to. It's and I'm going to say this too. Tyson says he sent a message before the show and said, "Can we relegate the Cardinals to the Canadian Football League?" Well, the good thing is the Canadian Football League is shrinking their field by 10 yards, and that might have helped what happened yesterday because, Jeffrey, I followed your advice. I did.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me to get the blame here. I mean, it was such the right call, you know.
And I did this on Friday during the show. I actually switched it. I held my phone up to the camera and said, "Hey, look, I'm going from the Colts to the Cardinals," and I hit save. And I didn't know what happened until Mark told me about 9:30, almost 10 o'clock last night, and it kind of put a real damper on the end of my evening because it was a pretty good night at work. And then I see this happen, and this is, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. What are you doing?
I thought he crossed the plane with the ball.
Now, I will say, this next look that they're going to show, I think I didn't know the NFL had this look. If they show it, they show a goal line look, and it looks like the cameras that Premier League uses to determine offsides. Do they show it?
I mean, what are you doing right there?
What are you doing? I can't believe it.
I'm going to say this too. Like, this was an egregious play, obviously, the way that went down. But that might not even be the
this
worst
look right here.
He broke the plane with the ball. I don't understand.
It's moving in his hand. That's what they say. Moving in his hand.
That's not even the most egregious play that happened in that game. The interception then of Cam Ward by the Arizona Cardinals to then fumble the ball, have it kicked by 2 or 3 guys, bounce in the end zone, and then have the Titans recover it is another play that just is befuddling in itself. And then, of course, it's 21-19. Of course, Cam Ward's going to come down and have a game-winning drive, and they're going to kick a field goal to end the game. Of course.
Of course.
I apologize.
Because we bet on them.
Yep. Yeah,
we bet on them. We picked them. And I was telling Mark, we're down to the last 50 in my group. It's like 100 and something people. I mean, it's only like a $20 buy-in, but I mean, it's a nice payout if I would finish. And out of the 50 people that were left, I looked at the numbers last night. 17 or 19 of us lost. So top 30 going into week 6, which, speaking of that play, let's see it right here. Come on.
We are really setting the world back with our resolution here.
I have no idea what's going on with my computer right now. Let's reset that. Look at this. Scrambles. Okay. He makes a play. He's an athlete. Catch. And then kick.
Chad says incomplete. I don't mind that. I just don't understand how we get the whoop-de-whoop-de-woo here.
The fumble Ruski.
Picked.
That's a catch. But the kicking.
He didn't make a football move though. On the catch, right? He doesn't make a football move.
I think he does. 1, 2 steps. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I feel like if that was an offensive player, they would call that incomplete. You know what I mean? Which sucks. And then
they would.
And then after all of that, right? After all of it, after everything, I had to, I agree with you, Chad. I think it goes the other way. Obviously I'm a diehard Florida State fan, and I had to endure Saturday, which, was not great. We'll get into that a little bit later, but I had to sit there with TJ and watch the whole game. And you can only imagine how TJ is.
Ooh.
So I told TJ, I said, look, I know we play in fantasy this week. I know I don't have Bijan Robinson. I know I don't have Brock Bowers. I know I don't have Jordan Love, but I'm going to beat you anyway. There's no way. And yeah.
You made a questionable call. But you showed it to me in the pre-show. It could have been good.
I made, in my opinion, an incredible start. Right? I start Jake Browning against the Detroit Lions. Okay? And say what you want, but Jake Browning puts up almost 32 fantasy points. And I lose. I lose by half a yard.
Oh my God.
Half a yard.
1 yard.
Talk about being kicked in the balls this weekend. This is my big league too. This is the big league, you know. And yeah.
The one I'm trying to get into. Yeah, understand.
It's not for the faint of heart, I will say that. Tough. Just absolutely fucking tough.
That's tough.
Anyway.
All right. Let's stop our crying in our beer and let's.
This is the world's smallest violin playing "My Heart Bleeds for You." It's over. We're moving on.
Let's talk about one team that did do it again and actually set an NFL record for their winning their 4th game in the last drive, and that would be your cardiac creamsicles, Jeffrey.
Yeah, man, they're gonna take years off my life. I swear to God. It's tough. It was tough. It was a tough game. Obviously, Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield just throwing haymakers at each other. What a pleasure. What a great game to watch. Baker is just him, man. He carries it. He owns it. He is the guy. They have maybe a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL who's a rookie this year, Emeka Egbuka, who's getting an opportunity because of time missed from your other 2 great wide receivers, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin looks like a shell of himself right now. You cannot start Chris Godwin in fantasy at all, in my opinion. He had a terrible drop on the sideline, literally hit him right in the face mask. I mean, Baker was surgical yesterday. I mean, you want to talk about a game. He's playing the Seahawks defense, who's really good by all metrics, and so are the Bucs. And I think it was just a testament to the team and to the will. It's next man up every single time they come out. Obviously, you know, we kept on saying that last quarter, you know, Darnold's due to throw a pick somewhere. You know, he's got to throw a pick somewhere somehow. You get the pick to Levante David. He obviously brings it back. What's up, Buff? Brings it back. You set up for the field goal. You have trust in Chase McLaughlin, even as many kicks as he's missed this year, and as bad as he looked in certain situations. One thing about Todd Bowles is that he has utter trust in Chase. So I thought it was great. It's a great win on the road. You have the 49ers coming back this week. Chad, I saw you already bet Tampa Bay -3. I like it. At home again. Who knows who's going to be playing quarterback? Mac Jones looked hurt. Brock Purdy is hurt. Who knows if you're going to have Jawan Jennings or, you know, Kendrick Bourne's going to do what he does. The one thing about the Bucs that I feel like they're not getting credit for, their secondary is pretty good. And they're able to kind of stand up on the back end a little bit as well, too. I don't know. I love this team. I thought we should have beat Philly last week. Personally, we outplayed them so drastically in the second half to not come away with the win is a little upsetting, but is what it is. What are your thoughts on the game?
You know,
go ahead.
I got to watch a little bit of it. I was working. We had a rainstorm, which, you know, when rain hits Disney Springs, you get busy because everyone comes in. So we were dealing with that on and off.
Like cockroaches.
But I thought it was amazing. You know, exactly. Yeah. Baker looked great. 29 of 33, 379 yards, 87.9% completion percentage, highest by any QB in a game this season. You know who's number 2? Sam Darnold in this game, because he goes 28 for 34 with 341. That was unreal. Yep. 720 yards of passing between the two of them. And the funny thing, I noticed, I'm reading the ESPN article. It says, you know, you could have called this the Carolina Bowl, because both these quarterbacks were with Carolina and were both dismissed from there. So shout out to both these teams, you know, the Seahawks and the Bucs, taking the guys that Carolina didn't want. They got their little guy. Oh, there's my camera over here. They got their little guy. They got Bryce running their show. We'll talk about that game in a bit, but Baker looked great. When it got close, like I said, I was kind of watching it. It was behind me, and I kept saying, I'm not worried. And I got no skin in this game. I'm not a Bucs fan. You guys all know I'm a Bears fan with Tyson. And I was like, no problem. And one of our servers, he was freaking out, and I'm like, bro, there's 4 minutes to go. Don't even worry. He's like, no. We're down. This is gonna suck. Blah blah blah. I go, 4 minutes to go. And what happens? They get the big pick at the end. And I'm like, see? after the score by Abuka, that was great.
And the 3rd and 13 from your own 20 or 30 yard line, and then you throw it up to Igbokwe for 70 yards. You punch it in with Sterling Shepard catching a touchdown. So just great wins, great vibes all around. Shout out to Tampa. Yeah, I mean, I like it, and like I said, Chad already grabbed the 3. So maybe it's going. I don't know. Maybe it's run. Who knows? It's Monday, right? Who fucking knows? What's the next game we have on the slate?
Next game, let's talk about these.
Let's start in London. Since that was the first game, we'll kind of run through the board if that's cool.
I'm not gonna lie, I like the London games. I like waking up in the morning and putting that game on and then kind of dozing back in and out.
Did you see the communist Roger Goodell wants to make every team play overseas next year? He wants 16 international games.
I can't deal with. That dude, I can't deal with.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Listen, this was kicker prop game. Obviously, it didn't come to fruition. I will say this. I'm not a Dillon Gabriel fan. I've never been a Dillon Gabriel fan. I thought ruling him out there in the first game against the Brian Flores defense was a terrible mistake. But I do think that Dillon Gabriel is at least a little more competent than Joe Flacco. I'm not worried about a turnover every single time Dillon Gabriel has the ball. I thought he was quick in his decision-making and decisive on his step backs. And I guess that's really all you can ask for, especially with a rookie quarterback. I thought it was good. I can't believe that they come down. And I love Cleveland in this spot, but they come down and obviously go up. And then all of a sudden, Jordan Addison, and they cover the 3.5. So shout out to anybody who had Minnesota. Great for you. It is good to see Justin Jefferson as quarterback proof, no matter who's out there, whether it be Carson Wentz or whether it be JJ McCarthy, who are both ass. Yeah, I just, congrats to the Vikings. Jordan Mason was terrible in this game. If you have Kushan Judkins in fantasy, congratulations. Because you got your
I love him. I've got him in 2 out of my 3 leagues. Yeah.
And he looks the part. He runs hard. He's fast. He hits the hole. I don't know. There's none of good things I can say about him. He's a true 3-down running back. Jerome Ford got some burn in this game as well too, which I thought was interesting. He got a couple carries. I mean, listen, Cleveland's bad. Not as bad as Baltimore.
No. And I thought Dillon did good. I've seen Dillon since his days at UCF when I used to be out there on the practice fields watching him. And, he's a good kid. He's got some talent. Is he an NFL quarterback? I mean, apparently he is, but I wouldn't say he's going to burn the house down, but Junkins getting some more run. I did see one thing. I saw some toughness out of Carson Wentz. I don't know if you watched it, but he got knocked down late in the first half, like really late, like right at the end of the first half, and he hit apparently Carson Wentz thinks he's a running quarterback now, and took off and got blasted in the shoulder, and they took him in the tent, and then all of a sudden they're taking him to the locker room, and I don't even know who the third quarterback is for the Vikings. Shay would know who that is, and you probably know all his stats, like who his family is and everything like that, because the kid's actually from North Dakota or Minnesota as well.
Is it Brosmer?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, from Minnesota. Yeah, they only draft guys from that area apparently, or take the quarterbacks from that area. But he came in, did the kneel down, and then Carson Wentz came back out and finished the game. Like they said, they taped up his shoulder, put some kind of brace on him, and he finished the game. So I was like, all right, Carson, I see you got a little bit of toughness in you.
Yeah, pretty good. Also shout out to Cam Akers, as well too, former high school quarterback, and I think he actually played quarterback at Florida State when we were down bad at one point as well too, running the Wildcat. But he gets a passing touchdown, 32 yards. Some little trickeration from the Minnesota Vikings. Who knew they had that in their bag? We mentioned
moving up
the Browns and how bad they are, and we also mentioned the Baltimore Ravens and how absolutely atrocious they are as well too. At one point, I think I saw their injured list right now is like 160 million in cap space, is what it equates to between Lamar and all the other players that they have. But this is just a straight ass whooping by the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud, I don't know if he's back. I love the Texans defense. I've said that before. I think they're an interesting sprinkle for that division. If the glass slipper does fall off of Daniel Jones' foot, so far it doesn't look like it will with that. But
No.
yeah, I mean, listen, Woody
And
Marks,
we don't want that. We got the Colts.
Yeah, I'm not rooting for that at all. Definitely not. Yeah, I mean, Chubb gets 11 carries. Woody Marks only was 7. Chubb gets the long one for a touchdown for 27 yards. I'm surprised. I thought they were going to straight up sell out for Woody Marks here. This is going to kind of be that, but it appears that they're going back to Nick Chubb. So who knows what's going on in Houston? I do know I want no part of anything in Baltimore. I don't want Derrick Henry. No. I don't want Zay Flowers. I don't want Cooper Rush. Their defense is atrocious. So fantasy-wise, you will have opportunities because their offense will have to be on the field for the fact that their defense is absolutely terrible. So that's one way to look at it as well too. But I don't know.
You know, when you're without Kyle Hamilton, without Roquan Smith, Marion Humphreys, they're all out. Lamar's out. I mean, they have 9 defensive starters from last year that are out. 9, including 2 that are going to miss the season. That's unbelievable. I mean, everyone was very high on Baltimore, us included. We said Baltimore playoff team, you know, possible Super Bowl contender at the beginning of the year, but they're 1-4, and there's nothing that's going to right this ship right now because it's not going to get any easier. They play in one of the toughest divisions, or you know, a tougher division. So I mean, it's going to be not good. But I thought C.J. Stroud getting back and actually looking like C.J. Stroud that we saw last year was a step in the right direction because we've said for the first 4 weeks, what happened? Like, how did he regress so badly that he looked like that for the first 4 weeks? So, you know, they got the victory. You know, they are now 2-3. Baltimore is going to circle the wagons, see what they can do. They got to find that fountain of youth or something because they need some help.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to draw it from, honestly.
Not much they can.
Yeah, I mean, I you know, as much as we give credit to Ozzie Newsome in the way that he's drafted historically, I think they've whipped on some players as well too. So I think you got to call a spade when it's there like that as well. Moving on, you got Giants and
the Aints,
the Saints. Sorry, it's just tough for me to say their name as a Bucs fan sometimes. I said this during the game, and I know I was pissing TJ off just because I wanted to. But I told him that Spencer Rattler is who Jackson Dart thinks that he is. Spencer Rattler, in my opinion, has been a slept-on, not talked about commodity in the NFL this year. He's top 20 in PFF, in my opinion, or not in my opinion, in the stats that I see. So I thought he was good yesterday as well too. He moved the pocket well. He made good throws on the run. I think it's interesting that they are transitioning out of the Alvin Kamara thing to now Kendre Miller, who led the team in carries. Dart, just to me, is just very volatile. He's going to make great plays, but he reminds me of Jameis in a sense where, you know, he's going to also turn the ball over as well too. So you got to take the good with the bad and kind of keep it moving from there. Scatterboo, he's a bowling ball, right? He's Mike Allstott. He's going to have games where he goes crazy and scores 2 or 3 touchdowns. He's going to have games like this where he gets 50 yards. I don't know what to make of this offense. I don't love it. It is what it is. You know, shout out to the Saints on getting their win. We said if the Saints are going to get one win all year, this has got to be it, right? Because there ain't much left on that schedule for them to be able to pick apart.
No, and it was a scatterboo that caused the onslaught for the Saints. You know, to win this game, he had a fumble that was picked up and ran back. So
yeah,
that was just the dagger in the heart. That one, once again, I didn't see this one. I was surprised when I saw the score because I saw at one point Giants were up 14-7, and I was like, oh, okay, no problem. You know, they should be able to handle this. And then didn't see much. The game that I did see the most of, and that's because it was on here in Orlando, was the Cowboys and the Jets. And
yeah,
I am not gonna lie, this one did surprise me. A little bit, okay.
I think what surprised me is the way that the line completely flipped. By kickoff, I believe it was Jets -2.5, which is crazy to me because I don't know. I don't think we've seen anything from this Jets team that makes you confident that they are competent in football whatsoever. And I don't know where they're going in their vision for this team. I love that they have an identity, right? They're going to run the ball with Justin Fields and Breece Hall. They're going to give Garrett Wilson some looks on the outside. I thought I saw Josh Reynolds make a couple plays as well too, but also the Cowboys defense is fucking terrible, right? So how do you even take anything away from that?
Terrible.
The thing about the Jets too is the weirdest thing, right? So you fired Robert Saleh, a defensive guy. You went out and you hired a defensive guy in Aaron Glenn, and you're worse on defense than you were with Robert Saleh. So you literally just hustled backwards. I don't understand what the Jets are doing. I think their roster's overrated. I think they paid Sauce Gardner way too much money. I think Dak has a chance to be fantasy QB1 this year. I think the way that he sits in the pocket, the throws that he's making, he's doing it without CeeDee Lamb, right? He only has pretty much Pickens out there to go along with Jalen Tolbert. And I don't know. I really like this Cowboys team. Dak's 18 of 29, only threw the ball 29 times, 4 touchdowns. Javonte Williams with a resurgence has bounced back in his career. 16 carries, 135 yards with a 66-yard touchdown. If you have Ryan Flournoy out there, congratulations to you as he catches 6 balls for 114. I don't even know who Ryan Flournoy is.
No idea who that guy is.
Be completely honest.
Never heard of him. But if some of those people that stash, I will say as a governor of Javonte Williams,
governor, good word.
I've been riding that train, and I think I got like laughed at for a couple people. They're like, "Why would you pick that guy?" I'm like, "Just watch." I watched him in Denver. Good running back, and he broke off a great run. He actually held on to the ball and got it down to the 3 before scoring the touchdown before halftime. So that was good for us fantasy owners. But the Cowboys offense. Question for you, and I didn't pose this for you before. Are they better without CeeDee Lamb? No, because I think they look more cohesive without CeeDee out there. I know you want that deep threat, but Pickens has really stepped his game up, and I'm a big Pickens hater. I'm not gonna lie, I have been for a long time. I thought he was just a cancer and trash, and he was kind of like a Chase Claypool type of guy that wherever he went, he just caused issues. But he's really bought in. And I'm upset I didn't pick him in a few leagues, to be honest, because I had the opportunity. But hindsight's 40-40, and as Jameis would say, and but you don't think they're better without CeeDee?
No, I don't think not having CeeDee is going to make any team better. They're definitely better with CeeDee Lamb, absolutely, 100%, no questions asked.
I think other guys are getting more looks, more run, more burn.
Jake Ferguson, sure. Like maybe like it opens you up a little bit in terms of like what you have to do and who you have to utilize, and hopefully those guys are getting enough burn. Well, when CeeDee gets back, they'll be ready to go. Gene does owe you lunch. Make sure it's something decent too. All right, Buff. I want a picture. I want a foodie blog on it as well. Yeah, Breece Hall gets 14 carries, averages 8 yards a carry here. The kid's a stud. I don't know. Sal's a good choice. I might try to get some Sal's today as we go help Ian. We'll be over there,
Yeah, Sal's does sound fantastic. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, especially on a hungover Monday.
God, I wish.
Denver, Philly. Did you get to watch this game at all?
Did not. I saw it early when I was, like I said, I was driving, running my errands before work. And I did not. And then I saw it at halftime when I saw the stats that the Broncos won, and I couldn't believe it. And just listening to some of the things that I listened to in the morning, they said, the game plan was the reason they lost.
Whose?
Philly's game plan.
I don't know if Philly ever has a game plan, to be honest. I don't know what their coordinators are doing. Listen, Bo Nix looked terrible for 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden the 4th quarter pops up. There was a few questionable calls that they had here to end this game as well too. There was one. So Bo Nix goes and he's getting sacked in the backfield and throws the ball to get rid of it. It was clearly grounding. They threw a flag for grounding. Then they did a video expedited review or whatever on it.
Oh, the instant review.
And said that there was a receiver that was technically in the area. So they picked the flag up. It went from, it was supposed to be, it was 3rd and I think 8 at that time. And it would have been lost it down. It would have been like 3rd and whatever, 20 or whatever it was. And instead they picked the flag up. They pick up the first down. He comes down. They score the touchdown. Then there were some really bad calls on Dallas Goedert there at the end, where I agree with you, Chad, 100%. Eagles are not championship material, but Goddard's getting blatantly held on the sideline with, the time winding down. They're trying to get a Hail Mary. So some egregious calls that were missed by the officials as well. Shout out to the Broncos, man. We obviously we liked the Broncos in this spot, because if you're taking them +4 or whatever, we had 4.5 or whatever it was, obviously that you think that they have a chance to outright win the game, which they obviously did. But man, it just felt like it felt gross in a sense.
And what I mean when I say did they game plan themselves out of it? What's been going on in social media, what's been all the talk on all the talking heads on television, have been saying, AJ Brown's upset, and then it came out earlier or late last week that Devontae was upset, not getting enough touches, not getting enough burn. And so what do? They target Devontae 10 times. They target AJ 8 times, Dallas Goedert 9 times. They threw the ball 38 times. And that's only the 20th time in Jalen Hurts' career that he's thrown for over 30 passes. And they had a game plan, and the game plan has been use Saquon. They went away from Saquon in the second half, and they did not use him at all. And I think they could have utilized him more, instead of trying to say, okay, hey, AJ, here's your ball. Devontae, here's your ball. Hey, we're going to spread it around to everybody. They're not a passing team. They are not. We know that. You don't go from having a 2,000-yard rusher the next season to have him rushing for less than 900 yards. Let's not have that happen.
Yeah, they ran the ball 11 times total the entire game. Saquon
exactly.
got 6 carries. Not great. Now, he does catch a touchdown, right? He gets 3 catches for 58 yards and catches the 47-yard touchdown, which is cool. But they got to figure it out. And I think one of the biggest issues right now is their offensive line, if we're going to be 100% honest and keep it a buck. 6 sacks on Jalen Hurts is terrible. Lane Johnson went out of this game. Dickerson has been banged up as well. So maybe it was Dickerson who went out, but Johnson's been hurt. I just they're not what they were. And you're right. Everybody does load the box and dares them to throw the ball 30 plus times. It's one of the reasons I did like AJ Brown this year in fantasy, because I thought it might be a resurgent year for him to come back, because people are going to load up and just take away the run from you. But man, they got some offensive line issues. And I've never been a Sirianni fan. I've never thought he was like a great coach by any means. I thought he had great OCs and people around him and DCs, and he was able to thrive off of that, which is great as a head coach, right? You need that. You need to be able to, evaluate that and do well. But I think there's just some glaring weaknesses there in that team. They'll probably still win the division, 100%. But
we need that. Yeah, we need that.
I don't see them making a run anywhere.
No, I don't. I mean, everyone talk about, could this be a dynasty? Is this the new Kansas City? Listen, they got to win games. They've done the 10-1 thing before. And what happened when they went 10-1, Jeffrey?
I mean, they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Exactly. We all know what happened. We were at Frank's house that night. We know what happened. We saw that. But they got to stick with their formula. Their offensive line, which has been so dominant the last 5 years, is starting to, I think without Kelsey is starting to look a little, it's not all plug and play, plug and play. And one thing I did want to mention about the Cowboys game, I heard this on the broadcast, and Chad mentioned this. The reason the line dropped to the Jets -2.5 was just all of the inactive Sunday morning for the Cowboys. Interesting point that Greg Olsen brought up was talking about, the Cowboys have 9 offensive linemen that they can plug in. He said sometimes teams only have 3 guys that they can move around. These teams that have like that type of players that can move in and out of the offensive line, it really helps. And we saw the Eagles, because the Broncos are a great rushing team, a great rushing passer team. They've got some, they're going to get off the ball. It's not, they're going to get to the sacks.
The thing about the Broncos too, which is the opposite of the Seahawks. The Seahawks don't blitz at all because they get pressure before. The Broncos blitz like every fucking play. And the reason they can do it is because they have Surtain back there, who can mitigate one-on-one. You can single him up, let him guard whoever you need to, and then let everybody else go after it. So, I mean, the game plan is the game plan. It technically it works, but it does. Listen, the Broncos are good, right? Obviously, you get 6 sacks, you're doing well, but there's still something about the defense that has just not been right, in my opinion, all year. They haven't looked dominant, in my opinion. So I don't know.
Let's move on to the next game, and I don't want to talk about this game because this hurts. This really hurts. Raiders go into Indy, and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom shows back up.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. I 10 times out of 10, I'm taking the Cardinals again. I don't care. Like, it's the play. The play is the play. You know, just because it didn't work out, doesn't mean that you abandon strategy. It just sucks. I mean, yeah, the Colts were a layup, but the Colts are a really good football team. They have a great line, both offensive and defensive. They created turnovers. They dominated. Geno Smith, it's time to have a conversation. He ain't it. I don't know how long you stick with Geno for. I guess you have Pete Carroll. You're going to stick the entire year. I don't know, man. They get 4 sacks on him. Anthony Richardson got fucking burned out there. You know, when AR's in the game at the end, shit is out of control. What's up, Ian? Whenever we're done with this, we're going to come help you, buddy.
Yeah, it's going to be a really long show. I think we might make it till 2:00 today.
Yeah.
You guys have questions, comments? We're going to bring people in.
Off-stream grind.
Exactly. You know, I didn't see this game, but I just kept seeing update. And it just said Colts were just running away, man.
Jonathan Taylor.
Exactly. You know, if you had Jonathan Taylor, good for you. He had 3 touchdowns. And
3 catches.
Oh, man. Jonathan Taylor, also a victim of the dropping of the football, has done that before.
Yes, yeah.
And so, the Colts needed this bounce back game. I said this, I wrote this here, bounce back and demolition of Raiders, and they needed that. And the Raiders are who we thought they were. No Brock Bowers proved to be detrimental to them. And Geno is just, like you said, he can't hit the broadside of a barn right now. I mean, is the old saying, if he was in a boat, he couldn't hit water. The only thing he can find is defensive players. And he's throwing interceptions. And, did we crown Geno too fast? Saying, he was having a great one of the top 10 quarterbacks. We might have.
Who said that?
There was a lot of talk. Geno, after his resurgent season with Seattle, he might be a top 10 quarterback. And he kept all the receipts and all this stuff.
When he had Dave Canales.
Yeah,
that was 3 or 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
I mean, what are we talking about here? Listen. Yeah, go Salamanders. We're actually about to move on to first let's do Miami, Carolina. Before we move on. I saw a video of Mike McDaniel walking off, and that guy's gotta be just, beside himself. If you have Jalen Waddle, like I do, congratulations. Looks like he is definitely going to be wide receiver 1. Obviously, Carolina's not great, but Tua does throw for 3 touchdowns here. Achane was terrible, 10 carries for 16 yards, abysmal. Does get a touchdown through the air, though. But I think the story of this game is Rico Dowdle.
Holy crap.
I picked him up in the Kiddies League and started him. This man goes off for 200-something yards. Just absolutely indestructible. Looked great doing it as well, too. I picked him up a couple weeks ago because I saw the splits happening between him and Chuba, where it appeared that Dowdle was starting to creep in to Chuba's carries. And so I just picked him up as a flyer. Obviously, Chuba goes down and gets hurt. And Dowdle just goes absolutely ham. 200 yards on the ground. I think he caught some balls as well, too, if I'm not mistaken. 3 for 28 on 4 targets. So 27 touches that he turns into 230 yards. Shout out Rico Dowdle.
Okay. I told you I was having some issues in one of my leagues about a running back, right? I was trying to figure out who I should pick up. Okay. I had James Conner. He went out, obviously. Mark told me pick up Taysom Hill because he's going to get some burn. Picked him up. Then I was looking for running backs, and the running backs that were available were Rico Dowdle, and then Sean. Who's Sean? Your running back, Sean
Tucker.
Sean Tucker was available, and then Isaiah. Was it? Who was it? Davis for the Jets, because Bruce Hall or Braylon went out. So I was contemplating, and then I saw Bucky might not play. Bucky not play. I'm like, all right, they can't rely on Rachaad White the whole game, right? I'm looking at Rico, Tucker. And I'm like, Rico, man, Rico hadn't done squat. And I had Rico last year or 2 years ago when he broke out and had all those great games. And I was like, I just can't do it. I picked Sean Tucker. Yep. Yeah. And Sean got me a whopping 3 points.
Yeah, he didn't have a great game. I love Sean Tucker. I think he'll have a good game this next week against the 49ers. Because I don't think Bucky will be back for a couple weeks, but especially if you keep winning, it's like we're not going to rush you back. You know what I mean? Like bring him back whenever Mike comes back. Make sure everybody's healthy, ready to go. We talked about the first part of the Bucks season is really front loaded with good teams, and then the back half is really, really easy. So yeah, I mean, you keep on winning, treading water, just keep on plugging for the Bucks. But better days ahead for Sean Tucker. If Rico Dowdle is out there in any of your leagues, spend all the fab you have on him for sure.
Yeah, he's gone in our leagues, and it was bad, and it was really, really bad. And I'm kind of upset at myself because I was like, I looked at that and I said, that's not bad, but I don't think he can do it. And for him to go out and rush for 200 yards and just, it hurts. That one really hurts. And the guy who has him, used him in his second flex because he started Ray Davis, who got 0 points. So good for you.
Interesting. Yeah. Moving on, Commanders Chargers, one of the games that we love. We love Washington coming in here. We kind of knew. Listen, Jaden coming back after a few weeks, it's going to be slow, and it started off really slow. I mean, if you watch the first quarter of this game, you probably thought I was an idiot, which I probably am. But after the first quarter, it was pretty much all Commanders. I would apologize to everybody. Deebo Samuel, for real, especially without Terry McLaurin there, he gets all the looks here. Deebo gets 11 targets. The next closest person had 2 on the entire team. Krosky Merritt goes off for 14 carries and 111 yards. He looked fantastic. And if you are the Commanders, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself right now. 3-2. You're only 1 game back of Philly in the division. The Chargers have some real issues. If Justin Herbert's leading your team 4 carries for 60 yards, that's a problem. And I don't know where they're going to how do you improve here? I don't know. Maybe it's just a bad Herbert game that happened and Harbaugh can turn this around. But I am a little worried about some of my Charger futures that I have here.
Yeah, and it was just 2 weeks ago we were talking about how the Chargers were the belle of the ball. Were they the top team in the AFC? They go in and they dominate against Kansas City, then they win against the Raiders, and they start their first few games off and they're leading their division. And the last 2 games they've looked like absolute dog crap. And Ian, I see you. Bill is a monster. I'm upset to say that I have Bill in the Paddy Wagons league, and I left him on the bench because I have James Cook, Quinshon Judkins, Javonte Williams. Those are my guys, and I left him on the bench, and probably should have started him over James Cook because he looked like he was cooked last night and got me 5 points, whereas Bill got 27 points. So congratulations, David Simmons. You're going to get a victory. Congratulations on that one because I fucked up. So, but the Commanders, looking at the highlights, Jaden looked like he's out there having fun again. He had a big smile. He didn't have the best game offensively, but he didn't need to. I mean, they were down 20 or 10-0, and they scored 27 straight points. It was good for him.
It's $5 to win 120K, right? And the Patriots are 2-0 in the division. That was the longest shot that we had. All right.
Yep.
Chill out, bro. Calm down. Take a deep breath. If you want to take your $20 profit, take your $20 profit. All right. Fine.
We're riding it.
I'm riding, bro. I'm riding. Are you a rider? Are you not a rider? Huh? Come on, man. This bet was formulated and calculated, right? At the perfect equilibrium at the bar. And before the season started. I mean, Packers to win the division, right? We got a plus 300. Patriots win the division, plus 500.
Plus 550.
We have the Bucks. We have the Chargers. We have the Colts. Bro.
Steelers.
We have the Steelers. The Steelers, nobody was taking the Steelers, bro. I was taking the Steelers.
I mean, we got it's a lottery ticket, okay? You ride on lottery tickets.
Be a rider, bro. Be a rider. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, yeah. Shout out to the Commanders. They look great. Jaden looks back. Fantastic. I don't even really know if we want to touch on Detroit, Cincinnati. We can.
I mean,
like I said, I started Jake Browning in this game, and I've never regretted it more. This guy sucks. He could not throw the ball whatsoever. He threw 3 picks like right at people. One of the picks was so bad, Ja'Marr Chase. But, the reason that you do these kind of things is because you know that the game's going to be out of hand. You know they're going to have to throw it every play no matter what. And sure as shit, fourth quarter happened, and Jake Browning ends up throwing for 3 touchdowns. 2 to Ja'Marr Chase. Chase finishes with 6 catches for 110 yards, 2 tutties. Pretty good.
But when you're playing down 28-3, you have to do that. And so, this was a get Ja'Marr involved, get T. Higgins involved. Okay. Yeah, they got 3 touchdowns. Perfect. You still lost, and it still wasn't even close. So yeah, I wasn't going to touch on this one. Let's move on. Let's move on to the game we want to talk about, which was in and Jeffrey, did I hear you say you were out at the local watering hole last night? Were you there for one of our favorite times?
I was there for the first half, and I decided to come. I need the plug in too. Sorry, my headphones are about to die, so I have my wife trying to help me out, much to her chagrin.
You're interrupting her day.
She's not excited right now to help me out with this. That's okay though. That is okay. I was there for the first half. Me and Jay Miller decided that's not it. I don't need that. I need the plug-in that is in the PS5. Me and Jay Miller liked a few things. We took a lot of touchdown bets, which none of them hit. But we made sure to hedge out on the kicker prop and the under. And so kicker prop hits, under hits, 3-team parlay. Boom, makes your night. Good evening, good morning, good night. And thank you, kind, gentle soul. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we had. I was quite surprised to see at the end of the first half, the score was 6-3. I expected a little bit more out of Josh Allen, but in watching the highlights again, I saw that Josh Allen took a step back last night. I think he took a small step back last night. He did not look like the Josh Allen that he has been. But I also want to give you your flowers because you predicted and said the Bills aren't who we think they are. And the Patriots defense is better than we think. And sure enough, they showed up.
Yeah, and I think one of the things is, by the way, are we ever going to get Travion Henderson involved here? I don't know.
Pull your mic down. I pull your mic down on your. I don't know if it's still on the other headset.
Maybe it's on. Hold on 1 second. Let me do a little adjustment here and make sure that we're good to go.
No worries. No, but I was hoping. I didn't head up there last night. I like you guys know I've been taking a break from the plaza, but I really wish because I watched the kick go through. I was at Miller's meeting up with my roommate Dave, and wanted to know how quiet it got in there, or how many Labatt Blue cans were thrown at the screens last night, because it had to have been quite a few.
Surprisingly, there was not a lot of Bills fans out.
Sunday night games usually aren't as much.
It was very lightly attended, to the point where I think Frank got cut before halftime.
Okay.
Which, if you know anything, that's like unheard of. So yeah, plus it was raining as well too, so I think that might have affected people wanting to travel and be out and everything like that. This game was drunk to start, just like I was for the start of the game. The fumbles back and forth were absolutely wild. Ramondre just can't hold on to the ball. And they still keep on rolling him out there. It's unbelievable. I wish somebody had confidence in me like Mike Vrabel has in Ramondre Stevenson. It would be a wonderful world. Yeah, I agree. Bills secondary is trash. I don't think their run game's very good. Their run D is very good as well either. I think that they do very well against bad teams because they can bully them on offense and just keep their defense off the field. Where as opposed to when you play competent teams, you can't do that. And so I've been a firm believer in Mike Vrabel for a long time. I thought the spread was egregious at 8. I forgot that we did hammer that as well too, and the money line. And then we hit the 3-team parlay. So it was a great night, honestly. We've been doing really well in these primetime night games. I mean, I should probably start putting out the plays that I take for him, honestly, because we've been hammering
it. Oh, I mean, as someone who's taken a break from betting, I would follow your lead. I don't know if I can follow your lead right now, and after Colts and Cardinals, but I'll still follow you. I didn't think.
God, yeah, yes, man. I feel like I'm just getting stabbed over here. It's like the Florida State game, bro. It's like death by 1,000 cuts.
Man, do you feel like Mark Sanchez?
Shit sucks, man. What a wild thing that is, huh?
Yeah, that's a wild story.
Supposedly he was in the truck, he was in the cab of the truck driver, and then I keep on reading shit about this story. It just keeps on getting crazier. To where the truck driver pepper sprayed him and didn't stop Mark Sanchez. So he had to stab him. And imagine that hangover too, right? Imagine you wake up from a bender and you're in the hospital, stabbed.
Okay, I haven't been stabbed.
And they come up to you and they put handcuffs on you and say, also, you're going to jail, bud. Crazy.
Yeah. I think my favorite play of the entire Buffalo Bills Patriots game. Did you see the guy that caught the ball?
Yes, and sprinted out the stadium.
Josh Allen.
Well played.
He put it under his shirt and ran up the stairs and out. Gone. That was great. But I think this game exposed to the Bills who we said they were. There was a lot of people saying, can the Bills finally win it, for their last season in Evermark Field or whatever it is, Everbank or wherever it is, Highmark. I don't even know. But the Patriots, Orchard Park, yeah, that's the city, yes, in Orchard Park.
Well, it's not going to be there anymore, right?
It's right across the street.
The new stadium is?
Yeah, you can literally see it. But it's the Patriots. Is this Mike Vrabel finally showing what the Patriots can be? I mean, Drake May looked good. Had a few great throws. That throw in the fourth quarter where he was going down. I was listening to it on the radio on my way to driving to the bar, and then as soon as I got there, I saw the play, and they said he was hit right away, and I couldn't believe he was going down, and Diggs got a catch and made a play. And how about shout out to Diggs? Big game, big game.
Yeah. Diggs is one of my loves this offseason. It didn't start off great, but he was a guy I try to target in all my drafts. I just think, especially knowing Vrabel and knowing the way that Vrabel likes to play football, they always have a number one wide receiver on their team. That can go up and get it. You go back to like AJ Brown days, and he's always just the DeAndre Hopkins days. They've always had a guy who can go get it, and Stephon Diggs is that guy. And this is a revenge game for Stephon Diggs too.
Absolutely.
Going back to Buffalo, obviously he's got tons of love for the city and for Josh and everything. And so we did love Diggs here. I loved him for a touchdown. Doesn't get into the end zone. It's unfortunate. But shout out to the Patriots. Shout out to the Patriots, man. Shout out to Vrabel. Shout out Boston.
2-0 in their division, and pick number 7 in our lottery pick.
That's cool.
Gotta love it. I did see a stat they flashed up there: 10 receptions, 146 yards, most receptions by a former Bills player against the Bills.
Against the Bills.
Yeah, those fun little stats. Those are little nuggets I used to love to drop in when I was a producer. Those are
also
fun.
Shout out Dalton Kincaid, right? 6 for 108. I lose Brock Bowers. Plug and play Dalton Kincaid.
That's an easy.
If I just could have got 109.
Oh man, could have got 109.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Well, Jeffrey, tonight the game that we might be watching, I will have 2 TVs on tonight because I've got my Cubs at 9:00. Game at 8:15. Chiefs v Jaguars here in the great state of Florida.
Yeah.
Will weather be a factor tonight?
Probably.
Weather be a factor?
It's probably gonna rain.
It's probably gonna rain. Yeah. But
I don't know. Do you have a read on this game? I don't. Chad, do you have a read on this game? I don't know if I love this. I know Chad's got some kind of a play for me. I'll tell whatever it is.
It's it's interesting. Jacksonville looked good last week.
Yeah. Did they?
And
Did they, or did they just look not as bad as San Francisco?
Okay, all right. Did we talk about the comments after the game? Your boy Liam.
That's not my boy. I don't like him.
Oh man. All right. Well, had a little run in with Robert Saleh. Keep my MF name out your mouth.
Yeah, Liam Cohen is the definition of a guy who thinks that he's tough and is really a bitch. Liam like Cohen is the guy. Jags 3.5 is the play. All right. Liam Cohen is the guy who was a nerd, right? Was his whole life. But you get around a bunch of your buddies and your boys, and all of a sudden you can pop off at the mouth.
Sounds very familiar.
First of all, the way that it worked out is Saleh was praising him and his team. Saleh was saying that they're some of the best in the business at signs and being able to decipher and steal signs, which is whatever you want to say. It's part of the game. I have no issue with it whatsoever. Now, do I have an issue with somebody recording something, right? Or using something like automated to relay something in? Yeah, that's where you kind of draw a line right there. Yeah. But to me, I thought Saleh was complimenting him, and then Liam Cohen just comes out the side of his mouth to try to say something. First of all, Robert Saleh would whoop that dude's ass. Whoop him. If you're talking about guys that I want on my side, in a fight that are coaches in the NFL, Saleh's up there with Dan Campbell and Mike Vrabel, right? Those are dudes that you're not going to mess with. So, yeah, Liam Cohen, it's so disingenuous. The guy hops from team to team as much as he possibly can. The way that he handled the Bucs thing, I thought was snaky. The way that you say you're going to do something, you just turn your phone off and don't answer to go get another job. I have no problem with you leaving. Go get your money. Go do what you got to do. But handle yourself like a man. He didn't handle himself like a man, and that's the reason I'm not a fan of Liam Cohen.
Well, we'll see. That we saw a good the regression that the Chiefs had at the beginning of the year in their offense to last week. Xavier Worthy comes back. He looked good. Kelsey got some touch last week. Pacheco was looking all right. But can the Chiefs do that again? And will Travis Hunter play more on defense this week, or will he stay on the offensive side like he has been?
Yeah, I think I'd be a fun anytime touchdown bet, Travis Hunter on a Monday night. They'll try to get him involved somehow. I do want to point out, though, if you have Xavier Worthy, be very careful. They just announced yesterday when they were flying to Jacksonville that his ankle swelled up on the plane, and he's now questionable to play tonight. So if you have Xavier Worthy, please have a backup plan in place, whether that be Tyquan Thornton, whether that be Juju Smith-Schuster, Hollywood Brown, somebody that's out there that you can plug in and play. I had that decision because I have Xavier Worthy, but I also had Stephon Diggs on my bench. So I put Diggs in last night after seeing the report. So if you don't know, now you know.
If you don't know, now you know. That's good. I did not see that. That's crazy. Yes. ESPN has the Chiefs at 62.1% in the matchup predictor. So
yeah, but I think what Chad's saying is that the 3.5, right?
Yeah,
you're getting
exactly.
The hook. So if Jacksonville, let's say that it's 24-21, we're a winner. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, and I don't mind it either, especially the Jags at home. 3-1. Their defense is sneakily much better than it has been. Honestly, I think they have a decent pass rush. So it'll be interesting to kind of see. I don't know. I kind of like it.
I didn't realize that the Jags are. I did not realize the Jags are 3-1. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. But that's a big one. Trevor Lawrence is looking better. Man,
it is crazy if you look at the Jags wins though, and their one loss, which is infuriating. I can't believe I lost that. As a bettor, we always say this, right? You have these wins, but when you win and it's like a fluke thing, you just kind of write it off because you're like, I was on the right side. This should have happened. This should happen. When you lose these close games and these 50-50 balls, shit eats at you, bro. It eats at you. And I'll never forget Jacksonville against the Bengals. I won't forget it. Ever.
That one hurts. That one, I just looked up their schedule. They beat the Panthers, the Texans, and the 49ers. The 49ers would be their statement win, but
sure.
The Panthers, Texans didn't look the same.
But they're about to have a stretch of Chiefs, Seahawks, Rams. So let's see how their bread is buttered the next 3 games.
Nice. I like that. Moving on. Let's move on to college football. We're going to run through this real quick. I know.
We don't got to talk about it.
Don't have to talk about it. So we'll talk about. How about? Gosh,
shout out to the Gators. Gators with a big win over Texas. Better days ahead for Texas and Arch Manning. He's young. You know, he's young. He shows you flashes of things where you're like, oh, holy shit, like this kid can play. And then he takes terrible sacks sometimes too. So it's one of those things.
Do you think Billy Napier is off the hot seat?
Yes, for now.
For now. And I think one thing that, and I think Tyson would mention this too, Billy Napier is really good at getting into hot water. And then he's also very good at getting out of it. Last season when they were going through the struggles, they finished the season strong. Everyone said, "Oh, Billy's in trouble. Billy's in trouble. Billy's in trouble." Oh no, he's fine. Look at the recruiting class he's got coming in. Look at this. Oh, he's going to have a tough schedule. And then they go and pull off this and the other thing I want to ask, is Texas as good as we thought they were?
I think Texas has like one of the best defensive and offensive lines in the country. They just continuously shoot themselves in the foot. It kind of is what it is.
New charge for Mark Sanchez.
What do you get?
Felony charge of battery involving serious bodily injury. That according to Shefty.
Damn. Fucking
damn.
Lost the fight.
Lost the fight. Got stabbed.
Got stabbed. Caught the felony.
Now, the other interesting stat I saw this morning was for the first time ever in NCAA football history, the preseason number 2 and number 3 teams are out of the top 25. Jeffrey, yeah. I know you say this. You said this at the beginning of this football season. You said this for many years.
Yes.
You don't believe that rankings should come out until at least week 6. This is the reason. Penn State goes, UCLA. Yeah, Penn State goes to UCLA and loses. Penn State back-to-back losses.
A jarring loss because UCLA is objectively terrible. They were 0-5 going into this game, I want to say. Unbelievable that. And they lose. It's absolutely insane. But shout out to UCLA for showing up, man. You know, and they had a chance to shit the bed at the end as well too. They held it together. I mean, you put up 37 points against UCLA, you think you're going to win, right? And also, I was laughing about this too. I don't know if you saw the stands for the UCLA game. There's nobody in them.
Terrible.
And I'm like,
terrible.
I'm like, yo, if you're Penn State, right, you go from playing the whiteout against Oregon at home in front of a sold-out packed house to now reverting to going to play UCLA out there, and there is nobody in the stands. Got to be super demoralizing. And
nobody.
Lose. Terrible.
It's tough because, I mean, they play in the Rose Bowl, which we see every year. And the Rose Bowl has a deal with the ABC and the College Football Committee that the Rose Bowl is played at a specific time every single year, just so they can get the perfect colors, the lighting, everything looks great with the backdrop of the mountains. And it's unbelievable that there was nobody there. But I mean, when you're 0-4, 0-5.
He said they stormed the field. I mean, they just thought it was a regular post game. They had no idea.
Yeah, no, they're just walking around. Hey, how's it going? Good job. Good. Now, this was also after. I mean, can we also attribute this win? It was a family and friends game. I love it. Can we also attribute this game in UCLA? I mean, Deshaun Foster gets fired. I mean, they came in with so much, I don't know, fanfare, but I mean, they talked about it last year. Deshaun Foster returning home, the prodigal son that was a running back that was some great UCLA teams, and it showed he didn't know how to be a coach. But big ups for the kids. They came out and said, you know what, hey, this one's for our new coach, and they beat Penn State, which unfortunately James Franklin once again cannot win games.
Okay, somebody said to me, "Have you seen Rick Neuheisel lately?"
Oh God. It was his son.
Huh?
That's his son.
That's his son?
That's his son.
No way.
Jerry Neuheisel, that's his son. That is absolutely his son. It's not him. It really is his son. That's his son. You thought it was Rick Neuheisel just with a lot of plastic surgery? That's his son. That's his son.
No shit. I was dying laughing because I looked at it and hold on, I gotta go images here. You can't tell me. Hold on 1 second, bro. Wait.
You're gonna share your screen.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yes.
You can't. That is a spitting image of Rick. That's wild.
That's his son.
It looked like. It was funny. I sent this to our group text. It looked like Bill and Ted. What's his name?
Sean Penn or Keanu Reeves?
No. The SNL
Rufus
spoof that they had. Is it Martin Short who does it? Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, just a wild look from your boy over here. Very interesting. Yeah. I do want to say this too. Listen, obviously, shout out UCLA. Shout out University of Miami. They came in. They beat FSU's ass for 3 quarters. We didn't really have an answer. They took the foot off the brakes. We scored 19 points in a row. The game was not as close as the score indicated. If we're going to be honest with ourselves, and we have to be honest with ourselves and look ourselves in the mirror, they beat us up front on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensive line. It just sucks because if you look at the game and you look at the stats, I think Florida State beat them in every single stat. Time of possession, I think, was exactly even. Florida State had more rushing yards, more passing yards. You just turn the ball over. You can't turn the ball over against a team like Miami and have bad penalties and expect to pull an upset. Can't happen. And so back to the drawing board. FSU has Pitt at 12 o'clock. Somehow FSU did not drop out of the top 25, but they're pretty much done when it comes to the ACC in terms of being able to play for an ACC championship, which also in turn will pretty much keep them out of the college football playoff. So I don't think no matter.
Does that mean Clemson has a chance?
I think Clemson does have a chance. But Florida State has 2 ACC losses now. So it's like, you're not going to recover from that, especially the teams that you lost to. Now Virginia and Miami could end up playing in the ACC championship. Who knows? But you're not jumping ahead of either of them. So it is what it is. And Georgia Tech's up there as well, too. And they already beat Clemson. So, yeah.
All right. Well, finally, the final thing we're going to talk about is the Major League Baseball playoffs and what went down this weekend in Toronto, north of the border. Jeffrey.
Yeah.
What can you say about that? I mean,
that was savage, huh?
Yeah.
We were sitting there yesterday, and I'm like, football's on, 4:00 games are on, bars packed, going crazy. One person has a TV over there; they're Yankee fans. Outside, I'm like, man, this Sunday afternoon, it's 12-0. The Yankees are losing. Y'all are still down here watching this fucking game. Crazy. But whatever. I mean, listen.
Yeah, it was tough.
Like I said, these series should definitely be 7 games. They should not be 5. It sucks that they're only 5. It's a race to 3. Toronto's got to win 1 game in New York. It's over.
Yeah.
Over.
Other series last night was a late finish. I got to see a little bit more of it. Your Mariners come back, win 3-2 over the Tigers last night, tied the series at 1.
Nice. Yeah. I believe I'm a Tiger fan, but I'm not sure.
I thought you were a Mariner fan. I thought you were on the Mariners.
I said I like the Mariners because I like Cal Raleigh. Okay. Obviously, Florida State puts out really good catchers. But I thought betting-wise, I should probably go with the Tigers.
Detroit.
But I just didn't bet either, honestly. So now I really don't have a dog in the fight at all. This Philly series should be interesting, though.
This one should be interesting. Dodgers take the first game 5-3. Shohei pitches 4 innings, I think is what he did. Shut him down
5. A little bit.
Yeah. But they're game 608 tonight in Philly. The Scumbags will be out loud, proud with their batteries in their pockets. What do you think? Phillies, do they tie it up tonight?
Nah, give me Blake Snell on the road. Phillies are cooked.
Phillies cooked.
I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy that if you're the Dodgers, right, and you can start Shohei Ohtani and then bring in Tyler Glasnow to throw 3 innings and then bring in your other kid who's a starter to close the game out. It's just an embarrassment of riches, man. It's crazy. The Dodgers just flex, and they're really, really good.
Yeah, they are very, very good, and they are going up against Jesus Luzardo tonight.
Yeah,
so that's just going to be a tough one. So that one should be Dodgers.
Is Luzardo good? I don't know. I'm not familiar with his work.
I'm not. I'd have to bring in Jay Miller. He would probably know where the guy grew up, who he's dating, and you know, like what size shoe.
Text me.
Yeah. And then the other game tonight, 9:00 game, like we said earlier, Cubs taking on the Brewers. Brewers going with kind of a bullpen game tonight, starting out Aaron Ashby against my guy, right up there, Shota Imanaga. My bobblehead will be out tonight, taking on my Cubs. This one not, this is they really need it. Otherwise we go back to Wrigley with one game to go. So should be interesting.
I like Imanaga over. What does he have? His line tonight? Over 3.5 strikeouts.
He had 3 last time out.
Give me the over Imanaga strikeouts tonight. Official play.
Over Imanaga. All right. Well, with that being said, I'm going to say go Cubs. But I think we made it. We landed the plane. We flew past a couple mountains, and we didn't John Denver it. So we can say we can get out of here.
Jesus, didn't John Denver it?
What? That's not
Jay.
That's not appropriate.
It's fucking wild, dude. All right. Well, listen. Appreciate everybody. Tyson should be back on Friday for us to give you a breakdown of, I don't know, life, love, the pursuit of happiness. Who knows if I'll be here on Friday? I don't know. Who
knows if anyone's going to be here on Friday?
Who knows? We don't know. Is the alien takeover about to happen? Could very well be. But if we don't see you, as Tyson would say, if you're out there, please, for the love of God, stay in the fucking right-hand lane. Everybody be great. Thanks for tuning in.
Go Cubs.